Hello? Is there anyone out there? Is anyone listening? Welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome and welcome back. I am your host, Molly. Thank you so much for tuning into Dear Aliens to find out what makes me want to get beamed up. I hope you guys like my new hairstyle. I'm rocking like extra long braids because, we like to have fun like that. We like to change it up. And also, people think that I only ever wear my hair in a bun. And yes, okay, here's the thing. I do like to wear my hair in a bun. It's easy. Even when I had braids, most of the time I threw that shit up because you know what? I don't like stuff hanging around my neck. I don't like I'm very grateful for like the hair that I have and like the way I can style it because it is not one of the components that makes me sweat in the summer. So I feel blessed about that. But I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. Today's Would You Rather, I think they're just funny, me personally. And as the person who it's about, today I don't think I'm as embarrassed as I usually am. As I said that, I got less confident because I am slightly worried that people are going to be like, why are you like this? And here's the thing, my face gets cold and I like to listen to things. That's the simple answer. So let's jump in. So today's Would You Rather is, would you rather wear headphones with the cord plugged in to anything? Actually, it doesn't even need to be plugged in. Would you rather have to wear headphones with a cord every single night that ends up wrapping around your neck and choking you? It's going to happen every single night. You're going to wake up and be like, because your headphones have wrapped around your neck from you twisting and turning all night long. Or would you rather sleep with a blanket so often over your head that your mother becomes afraid that you're going to suffocate and tells you that you have to start wearing a ski mask to bed? So would you rather get choked by headphones or have to wear a ski mask to bed every night? Because here's the thing. When I think about the ski mask one, I just think like if someone is breaking into my home and now I'm asleep in my bed in a ski mask and then they come in my room, they're going to be like, is there another robber here who's sleeping? Or their second thought is like, oh, I should get out of here. The person who lives here is clearly crazy because they're sleeping with a ski mask on. And also, if I wore the ski mask, I was gonna have to cut out the top for my bun. That might sound dumb, but I would definitely have to cut out the top for my bun. Now that's kind of funny, which makes me want to do it. But at the same time, I was like, no, that's embarrassing. Like if someone tries to rob the house, they're going to be like, what is going on in this place? He's going to be like, this is a hellhole. I'm leaving. The headphone thing, that's pretty straightforward. I'm one of those people. I like to listen to things as I fall asleep. And by that, I mean Barbie Life in the Dream House, maybe some John Oliver from Last Week Tonight, a commentary, an honest trailer, everything wrong with blah, blah, blah movie. That's the type of stuff I'm like, I'm falling asleep to this. And I take naps to Fortnite, which might sound crazy, but I really enjoy Fortnite. I'm not a great player because I'm not video game plus. Like I only know how to use a Wii. And by that, I mean, the only gaming system I've ever owned is a Wii. And we got our Wii 5 years after the Wii came out. So when it comes to Fortnite, I'm not a great player. Like if I'm going to make it to top 10, I have been hiding in a bush for most of the gameplay. But I love Fortnite lore. And I just love watching like little challenges too. So I'll be like, okay, I'm going to take like a 2-hour nap and I'm going to like queue up a bunch of Fortnite videos. And sometimes I wake up mid nap and I hear like a bunch of gunshots and I'm like, ah, and then I realize it's just a Fortnite video. So as I'm just like, I go to sleep, I have my headphones in. Thank goodness now I have AirPods, so like this stopped happening. But I would like put my earbuds in and set my phone down and go to sleep. And then, you turn over And then you turn over again. And before you know it, it's morning. And I'm literally waking up because I'm like gasping for breath. I know that people might be like, there's a number of really easy solutions. Yeah, I get that. I know. But this is what I did, and this is what's happened. It's in the past. So would you rather? Would you rather wear a ski mask to sleep every night? Or would you rather get choked by your headphones every night? I think if I had to choose now, I would choose the ski mask. Just because I hate corded headphones. Like, I love my AirPods. I love them. Okay, so I have a story of the day. That's what I'm calling it. It's just the one thing I want to share. I have no segue into it. Let me just give you a little piece of comedy. Do not be concerned. This is funny. So, the summer after sophomore year of college, my mom told me I needed to get a job. And I was like, oh my God, what? So I was kind of like looking for a job, but I wasn't looking very hard. And then I thought, why don't I just like pet sit? I don't own pets. I didn't own pets at the time, but I was like, why don't I just pet sit? Now I'm on the typical sites trying to find someone who wants me to pet sit for them. And this man messages me. And now, okay, see, we're automatically concerned. We're like, oh God, a man. This is already going. So, okay. This man messages me and he's like, hi, I'm moving to the area. I have this dog. Like, I need someone to take care of it while I'm like getting moving stuff done. Is that something you'd be interested in? Like, I can pay you hourly, or I can pay you like in lump sum amounts. He was like, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely interested. Like, please, more information. So he said, like, would you mind, outside of like watching my dog 3 days a week, could you like pick things up since I'm just moving here? Like, would you mind if I gave you the money to go out and like buy him a bed, get him a new water bowl, buy him some toys? And I was like, of course, no problem at all. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna like send you the money. And he gave me a list of items that he wanted me to get for the dog. And maybe at this point, anyone who's listening to this, you have like red alarms going off in your head. I did not. To me, this was like, okay, this is someone moving here. They need help. They need someone to buy stuff for their dog. Like, clearly they have a lot going on. But I'm sure some people are like, this is already terrible. So he sends me the check. We like have an agreed upon day of like what day I'm coming to meet the dog. And it's like a week after I get the money. And I go to the bank. And at this point, I had a feeling. I was like, something doesn't feel right. Oh, I remember. It wasn't right because he said he was going to send like $600 and he had like 12 things on his grocery list of what he needed for his dog. And then the check that came was for like $2,000. And I was like, okay. And he was like, oh, I sent extra. He was like, so if like we need anything or like if anything comes up, like you already just have the cash for it. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And that was odd to me though. I want to put that on the record. I was like, that is very odd. So I go to the bank and instead of just, doing the digital deposit, I go inside to the bank. I go up to the teller and I kind of just explained the situation really quickly. And I was like, I'm not saying I think this is a fraudulent check. I just find it odd, the situation I'm in. Can you check? Like, can you put a hold on this? And they were like, yes, like we'll do like an investigation on the check. And if it clears correctly and there's no issues, we'll put it into your account. Otherwise, it'll be returned from wherever it came from. I was like, cool. So they take the check. I leave. And then the next day he's like, oh, did you get the check? And I was like, yeah. I was like, my bank has it, like it's being processed. And he was like, okay. And this is when I was like, yup, this is bad. This is bad. He was like, I'm actually coming in like a couple of days early. Would you mind like taking out $300 and bringing it to me in cash? And now I'm like, and I go, Yeah, as soon as the check gets processed by my bank and they get it all sorted, I was like, I'll totally bring it to you. Because now at this point, I'm like, there's something very wrong here. I don't even think that this check is going to end up getting cleared. And we're texting like back and forth about this. So as we're texting, I call the bank and I was like, hey, I think that this is sketchy. And they were like, yeah, we're having like a weird time with it. We're just going to send it back. And I was like, yeah, send it back. So then I update him and I was like, hi, I just talked to my bank and they cannot process this check. So they return. Hello? Okay. So my bank returns the check and I go back to him and I text him. I was like, hi, just want to let you know my bank could not process this check. It's just being returned. Like, sorry about this. Maybe there's just like an issue. So if this isn't going to work out, I totally understand. And I hope you can find someone who will help you. And he's like, what's the name of your bank? And I was like, I don't think that really matters. Like, they're not going to process this check. Like, they've already sent it for return. And he was like, give me your bank account number. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And he was like, I need you to like get me that money. And I was just like, the money's being returned to you. So I'm kind of playing dumb here, which is probably not smart. But I was just like, I was like, the check is out of my hands. It was at my bank. My bank has already had it sent out for return. I'm sorry that the money's coming back to you. And he's so adamant and he's getting like really angry where he's like, give me your bank's phone number. Give me your bank account information. Give me the routing number. And I was just like, no. And I was just like, I just don't think this is going to work out. Like, it doesn't seem like this is a cohesive relationship. Like, I hope you find someone else to help you. Good luck. And then this man texts me that if I don't get him the money, he's going to send a sniper to my home to kill me and my family. And I'm 19. So it's not that I believed him, but I got really overwhelmed because I was just like, I had never been threatened in a manner like that before. So I go out on the porch because I was like, if this man is like in the area, which I don't think he was, I don't think he was even in the state. I'm sitting on the porch and I was like, well, if this guy's going to come by and like kill me, I like hope it'll be out here so like my family can hide, or like they weren't there. They weren't home actually. So I was like, thank goodness, like the guy will just see me, like take me out, like my family will be safe, which is an insane thought process. So I call my roommate Maddie and I was like, Maddie, I was like, this man threatened to send a sniper to my home. She's like, oh my God. She's like, you need to call the police. And I'm like, if I call the police, my mom will find out because my mom is friends like with the police. Like she knows I feel like she knows most of the police officers in town. Like there's no way if I like went to the police and were like, I feel like this man is threatening to harm me and my family, it wouldn't immediately get back to her. So I was just like, I was like, yeah, I was like, I'll call the police. I did not call the police because as much as I was scared, I just needed to talk to someone about it in the moment. I didn't think this man is actually going to come and kill me. This man was a coward. This man was trying to do a simple scheme of money laundering. I don't know if it's money laundering. Not 100% sure what money laundering is. But trying to basically make me steal money from someone else and then give it to him. Luckily, my nightmare bank was like, this check sucks and sent it back. So thank you, bank, for doing what you did there. I hope that story doesn't scare anyone too badly because after he was like, I'm going to snipe you and your family, I blocked his number. I deleted all the messages. I like deleted my profile from that website and I never heard from him again. Nothing ever happened. I'm sitting here fine. I'm now in an entirely other different state, thousands of miles away. So dude, if you're out there, good luck. I hope not like I hope you ripped someone else off. I hope you haven't ripped anyone else off. I guess I hope you are paying for your crimes. Whatever. That was the story of the day. Why does me telling like stories make me so winded? I never noticed that. So I put the story under a category I call things not to do, which sounds probably really simple and obvious, like obviously, but there's a number of other things that I put on the things not to do list, and I thought that I should share 3 of them. So, and I hope the first one, this is actually a very helpful fact. So one day, my friends and I, we go to the beach, we bring a bunch of food, we got drinks, and we had this really great bag of green grapes. And we were all kind of like eating out of them. So they were sitting in the middle, and maybe an hour went by. And we were like, oh, should we put the fruit like back in the cooler, like so it doesn't get too hot? And we go, yeah. And one of my friends goes, oh yeah, let me just like grab one though. So she plucks a grape. And here's the thing, none of us are thinking like, we're just like, we're putting the fruit away. She pops the grape into her mouth and then immediately starts screaming. And we're like, oh my God, what's going on? The water inside, the juice inside the grape was boiling hot. So when she bit into imagine if a gusher was filled with boiling water. She bit into the grape, and what exploded into her mouth was boiling hot water. So, things to not do. Do not leave your grapes in the sun on the beach, because it will make them boiling hot if you put them in your mouth. It was kind of funny, but more like, oh my God. It felt like a science experiment, I'm not gonna lie. The second thing on my not to do list, and let me tell you, I'll start by saying this has nothing to do with A Christmas Story. I dislike that movie. Actually, I hate that movie. For like 1,001, I could fill up an hour just telling you all of the different ways that I hate the movie A Christmas Story. But the second thing on my things not to do list is, and it's a 2-parter, and it both applies to like middle school, elementary school. Do not lick a pole, and do not throw up in someone's hood. And you might have been like, what? All right, let's start on the obvious one. Someone in my elementary school during recess did lick a pole, the basketball pole, and their tongue got stuck to it. And I was like, this is messed up, because I'd seen A Christmas Story, and that was one of my greatest fears, was like getting my tongue ripped off. So watching someone else get their tongue stuck to this pole, and I was just like, oh, they're gonna lose their tongue. They literally lost a layer of their tongue. It was some of the most disgusting. It was disgusting to see. So do not lick a pole, especially in winter. Don't lick any pole outside. Unless you are a stripper in a strip club and that's your job, then lick that pole, girl. Do what you gotta do. The second part of it. I was in the 4th grade and I'm sitting at lunch. I have my best friend, we'll call her AJ, sitting next to me. And she's on this cute little pink hoodie, and we're chatting, and a kid who's 2 grades below us comes walking behind us, and he does not look good, and we're like, oh, he doesn't look good, like clear away. And bro grabs her hood of her like zip up sweatshirt and proceeds to vomit into the hood of her sweatshirt while she's sitting there eating lunch. And I'm sitting next to her, and I'm watching this man use her hood like it's a garbage can. And I know it's traumatizing for her, but it was traumatizing for me to have to see it happen. It's like when I saw one of my other friends get their belly button pierced. I was planning to get mine pierced, and then I watched hers, and I almost threw up and passed out. So this, oh my goodness. If this happened to me, I would feel like I need to press charges. Like, that feels like a total violation. So then she's just sitting there and she's like, what do I do? And the question is, what do you do? What do you do? Because the only thing worse than your own vomit on yourself is someone else's. Oh my. And I believe it was one of her favorite hoodies. I dare someone to puke in the hood of my favorite hoodie. Puke in the hood of my Amazon hoodie. I don't care. But like, do not puke in the hood of my favorite sweatshirt. It was absolutely appalling to see. And the last thing to not do, and I think I was going to say this one might be the most important, but the boiling grape one seems more important. It's actually not cool in retrospect to torture your teachers, even if they are awful. Okay, it's like not cool to bully substitute teachers. If your main teacher is a nightmare and you feel like she is treating you unfairly because academic bullying is a thing, I don't care. I'm not counting this in. Substitute teachers get tortured and it is absolutely wrong. Like, things to not do, just leave substitute teachers alone. Do not mess with a substitute teacher because they don't deserve to be broken down. They're literally just trying to fill in for the moment, do their job, not let the class have no one there. Their job is to not... Substitute teachers have it hard enough. They shouldn't have to deal with like the shittiness of kids, because let me tell you a quick tale. In the 7th grade, we had the substitute teacher. I cannot even tell you her name. I remember that some of the other grades were like, oh, she's really strict. Like, we don't really like her. So apparently some of my classmates came into class with a plan. I didn't know about this plan. And the plan was 3 or 4 of them brought Zuzu pets. Does anybody remember those? They were like those hamsters that were electronic, and they'd be in like fun colors or realistic colors. And when you would press the top of their back, they would make different sounds, like a chittering noise or a squeak. One of them laughed. So they like snuck in these Zuzu pets into class, and they would just activate them. Like, they would just like hit the button and see what one would do. And she would be like, what's that sound? And everyone in the class started gaslighting her. I was not in on the plan, which is fine. I'm not mad about it. Truly, I am not mad about it. Because in retrospect, y'all jerks. And she's like, wait, what's that sound? And everyone's like, we don't hear anything. We literally started driving her insane in one class period, because every like 17 seconds someone would make one of these Zuzu pets make a sound, and she would be like looking around, like trying to figure it out, like walking up and down the aisles being like, what is going on? Literally being driven crazy. That is so unfair. That is so messed up to do. I can't tell you about something that we actually did to one of our teachers, because I think it is a crime despite the statute of limitations, and we were too young to know that what we were doing was wrong. And by that, I think we knew it was wrong. I don't have a defense, actually, so that's why I'm not going to tell the story. But what we did to the substitute teacher, that was wrong. Because I did catch on at a point, like halfway through class, I was like, what the hell is going on? And someone was like, oh, blah, 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 brought in Zuzu pets, and they're making them sound off, and that's what you're hearing. And I was like, oh, so I could have been a goody two-shoes, and I could have been like, teacher, people are playing with Zuzu pets. We can all hear it. You're not crazy. But you know what? I wasn't there to make waves. My best piece of advice to survive elementary, middle, and high school is to blend. And listen to me. Being an individual is amazing. It's great. It's one of the most important things to my core for me about my identity is that I'm an individual. But there is nothing wrong with blending, because it's really hard. School is hard enough as is. Then bringing in the social dynamics, the levels of bullying, and by that I'm not saying like bullying is worse. It's the way that bullying has evolved. Kids were just not made to like deal with that much stuff. So when it comes down to standing out and then being ridiculed for it, my best piece of advice is blend for as long as you want to. If you want to be a follower, if you want to be a sheep, if you want to be wearing what's trendy, do it. if that's what's going to make you feel safe and help you get through the day-to-day of school. And maybe I have that opinion because I had a really traumatic feels like a really strong word to say for my high school, even if it was. But having to be, maybe I'll just say, being surrounded by so much hatred can be very detrimental to your soul and to who you want to be as a person and what your values are. And sometimes these people and these places can make you question your values and whether or not you should submit to their thinkings. But as they try to make me fit into a stereotype more and more, the more I decided to break out of it. So blend for as long as you can, blend for as long as you want. And when you know that you're strong enough to stand on your own as an individual, freaking do it. And you're going to be amazing about it. Wow, I really went from being like, don't be mean to your substitute teachers, to getting a little philosophical and deep. Oh, sorry, y'all. But I feel like this is a conversation like that should be had underneath the stars. So thank you all so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you laughed. I hope that you were grossed out. If you were not grossed out, that's weird. That's weird. So if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, share it with a friend. If you did laugh at any point in this video, you are now obligated to share this with one friend, pretty please, with strawberries on top. I'm not joking. And if you're listening up there, you can find me underneath the stars off Route 2 in Oregon, Illinois.